beautiful people. If you're watching my video for the first time, my name is Opesta. And I promised I'll be dropping lots of videos in my UK series. So please stay tuned, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. In the part 1 of this video, I dropped links on where you can find apartments in the UK and tips to getting one faster. Please, once again, don't send money to anyone you meet online asking for payment before you sign a lease. Today, I'm going to be talking about the documents and financial requirements you need for renting an apartment in the UK. So let's talk about the documents that is usually requested and required by agents and landlords. First is UK-based reference. I can't overemphasize knowing someone here in the UK. Landlords want to talk to someone who can vouch for you and verify that you're a reliable person. So most times it's best to use a friend rather than a relative because they believe that a relative would never have anything bad to say about you. So if you meet somebody here, if you meet somebody here and you have a relationship with the person, you can always ask the person to stand as a reference for you when you're trying to get an apartment. So they will ask you to provide email address and phone number of this reference. If you're to provide email address and phone number of this reference. If you're here on a student visa, you can talk to your school about providing you with the reference letter. So I remember when we were searching for our own apartment and they were asking us for reference, because we had a good relationship with our Airbnb host, and we always paid our money on time and all. And when she saw that it was difficult, we're finding it hard to get an apartment, she told us that we could use her for reference anytime we get an apartment, and that was just what we did. She stood as our reference and gave us very, very good referral comments. So please try to build relationship with somebody, maybe an indigent that lives wherever you're going to be renting an apartment. So the second document that will most likely be asked for is payslip from your employer. They ask for payslips because they want to be sure you can afford rent. Since you have your proof of funds that you submitted to the UKVI, you can inform the agent or the landlord about this and show them this in place of your payslip. Then the third document they ask for is your Dbs Checked. That's just the basic disclosure and borrowing service check that shows the criminal or lack of criminal records of the applicant. It's either you pay for this or instead you provide police character reference from your home country. We got something like this police character certificate from police head office at Obalende, Ikoyi. So you can get something like this when you're coming, so that it's a proof of lack of criminal record in your home country. Agents and landlords just want to have level of confidence in you as a prospective tenant. You will also be asked for your BRP, that's your resident permit, and this is your right to work and live in the UK. It's a must for landlords and agents in England to see and verify this fact, but it's not compulsory for landlords in Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. Definitely not compulsory for you to provide all these documents if they ask you for it, but it will reduce your chance, or rather it might reduce your chance of getting an apartment if you refuse to provide these documents. So this documentation process might be less strenuous if you're getting the student accommodation. In this case, most times your university vouches for you because they have done all these checks before they give you admission. So that's that for the documentation. Now let's talk about the financials surrounding renting an apartment. So the number one thing you need to have is your rent. And I actually feel silly saying this because everybody knows you need rent to get an apartment. Seriously, you need to have your rent before getting an apartment. Number 2 is your security deposit. This is usually the same amount as your rent or slightly higher, and must be paid before you move into the apartment. The security deposit is usually used to cover any damages or replacement of appliances that were damaged in the apartment. So for example, there's a hole in the wall, or the door is not where it used to be, or the cooker is spoiled, then your security deposit will be used to cover all this. Then if there's any balance, you'll be paid the balance. But obviously, if nothing is damaged in your apartment, you will get your security deposit refunded in full at the end of your contract. So this security deposit is usually protected by a government approved scheme. So don't worry, no landlord will run away with your security deposits. Number 3 is agency fee. This is not paid to the landlord. It's usually paid to the agents that helped you get the apartment, and it ranges from 50 to 200 pounds, depends on the agent you're using and the city you're getting the apartment in. But please do not pay money to anybody before you see the apartment and before you sign the lease. Don't lose your hard-earned money. Then number 4 is council tax. This is also not paid to the landlord, and this is a tax amount paid to the local government on the property you're renting. But not to worry, if you're a student, you will be exempted from paying council tax. Other bills you should have in mind when planning to rent an apartment includes the electricity, the gas, and the internet bills. But sometimes you might be lucky and you get an apartment that is all bills inclusive. It's rare, but it happens. Then you don't have to worry about paying all these bills, minus council tax too. So that will be all for now. Do not hesitate to ask me any question in the comment section if you are not clear on anything I have mentioned in this video, or if you have any question aside these videos about the UK, I'll be glad to answer in the comment section. Please don't forget to like my video, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.